Spectrum: The Brief History of Modern India. Unit 1: Sources and Approaches. Chapter 1: Sources for the History of Modern India. An abundance of historical material is available for studying India from the mid 18th century to the mid 20th century. In constructing the history of modern India, priority needs to be given to archives. Archives refer to a collection of historical records and documents, usually primary source documents, that is, those documents that have been created as a necessary part of some activity, administrative, legal, social, or commercial. They are unique or original documents not consciously written or created to convey information to a future generation. An important part of archives relating to modern India are the official records, that is, the paper or government agency at various levels. The records of East India Company provide a detailed account of trading condition during the period of 1600 to 1857. When the British Crown took over the administration, it also kept a large variety and volume of official records. These records help historians to trace every important development stage by stage and follow the process of decision making and the psychology of the policymakers. The records of other European East India companies, the Portuguese, Dutch, and French, are also useful for constructing the history of 17th century and 18th centuries. They are primarily important from the point of view economic history, but much can be gathered from them about the political setup as well. There are also many contemporary and semi contemporary works such as memoirs, biographies, and travel accounts, which give us interesting as well as useful glimpse into the history of 18th and early 19th centuries. Newspapers and journals made their appearance in the later part of the 18th century, and they provide very valuable information on almost all aspects of the Indian society, especially in the 19th and 20th centuries. Other sources of modern India history include oral evidence, creative literature, and paintings. Archival materials. There are four categories of official records: central government archives, state government archives, records of intermediate and subordinate authorities, and judicial records. Apart from these, there are private archives and archival sources available abroad. Central Government Archives. The National Archives of India, located in New Delhi, contains most of the archives of Government of India. These provide authentic and reliable source material on varied aspects of modern Indian history. The records with National Archives come under various groups representing different branches of Secretariat at different stages of its development. This happened as the work of East India Company was distributed among various branches: public or general revenue, political, military, secret, commercial, judicial, education, and etc. And a separate set of records was kept for each of these branches or departments. With the appointment of James Rennell as the first Surveyor General of Bengal in 1767, the Survey of India began to scientifically map the unknown region of the country and its bordering lands. The records of Survey of India as well as the journals and memoirs of the surveyors provide valuable information not only on geographical matter but also on contemporary socio-economic condition and other important historical aspects. The proceedings of the public, judicial, legislative departments provide ample data for studying the social and religious policies of the colonial government. The government's policies on education and the growth of education system during the colonial rule are mentioned in the educational records of Central Archives. The papers bearing on emergence of the nationalist movement were the part of public series of the Home Department records, but in 1907, a new series of records, Home Political, was started to deal exclusively with political and communal issues. The records of Reforms Office are very useful for an analytical study of the constitutional developments from 1920 to 1937. Archives of State Governments. The source material in the state archives comprise the records of the former British Indian provinces, The erstwhile princely state which are incorporated in the Indian Union after 1947, and the foreign administration other than those of the British. Apart from these, the records of those Indian powers which were taken over by the British, for instance, the archives of the Kingdom of Lahore, popularly known as Khalsa Darbar, records from 1800 to 1849, are important source material. Another important collection of the pre-British public archives in India is Peshawar Daftar, housed in the Alienation Office, Pune. It forms the most valuable single source for the study of Maratha history for a period of almost a century before the fall of Peshwas. For studying the history of princely states of Rajasthan, Viz, Jaipur, Bikaner, Jodhpur, Udaipur, etc., the archives at Bikaner the archives of these states, now housed in Rajasthan State Archives at Bikaner, are valuable. Similarly, the history of Dogra rule from 1846 in Jammu and Kashmir can be studied in the valuable collection of state papers housed at Jammu. The other significant archives of princely states are those of Gwalior, Indore, Bhopal, and Rewa, all in Madhya Pradesh, Transcore in Cochin in Kerala, Mysore in Karnataka, and Kolhapur in Maharashtra. Archives of the three presidencies. The early records of Fort William's Bengal Presidency were lost during the sack of Calcutta in 1756, but the archives of Bengal Presidency after the British victory of Plassey have survived more or less in a complete series, which were partially available in the National Archives of India and partially in the State Archives of West Bengal. The records of Madras Presidency begin from AD 6070 and include records the governor and council of Fort St. George. In these records, there is plenty of information bearing on the rise of English East India Company as a political power in the south and the Deccan, including the Anglo-French struggle and the English conflicts with other Indian powers. The archives of Bombay Presidency, housed in Maharashtra Secretariat Records Office, Mumbai are extremely useful in studying the history of Western India, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Sindh, and the Kannada speaking districts of erstwhile Bombay Presidency, which were incorporated in Mysore in 1956. Archives of other European powers. The archives related to Portuguese, preserved in Goa, mainly belonging to the period from 1700 to 1900, are valuable for the history of Portuguese possessions in India. The and dispatches from Lisbon received in Goa and the response and reports dispatches from India to Portugal constitute the most significant historical material among the Portuguese archives. The Dutch record of Cochin and Malabar are in Madras Record Office and those of Chinsura in the State Archives of West Bengal. The French archives of Chandranagore and Pondicherry, now Pondicherry, were taken to Paris by the French authorities before they relinquished these settlements. The archives of Danish possessions were also transferred to Copenhagen when the Danes sold Tranquebar and Serampore to the English East India Company in 1845. The remaining Danish records, mainly relating to Tranquebar 1777 to 1845, are now housed in Madras Record Office. Judicial records. Housed in the Madras Record Office, the archives of Mayor's Court at Fort St. George beginning from AD 1689 are the earliest available judicial archives. The pre-Plessy records of the Mayor's Court at Fort William have been lost, but those for the years 1757 to 1773 are kept in the record room in Calcutta High Court, along the archives of the Supreme Court of Bengal 1774 to 1861. Similarly, the records of Mysore Court at Bombay, established in 1728, are available in Maharashtra Secretariat Record Office, which also has the custody of the archives of the Bombay Records Court and the Supreme Court. Apart from containing the proceedings and minutes, in these categories of records contains copies of wills, probates, and letters of administration which are useful for genealogical study and investigations pertaining of the state of society and economic condition in the respective regions. Published archives. The most significant archival publications and parliamentary papers, which include many excerpts from the records of East India Company of the and the Government of India under the Crown, the report of parliamentary select committees, various royal commission constitute on specific subjects like education, civil reforms, and feminines, and the parliamentary debates on the Indian Empire and indispensable, the proceedings of the Indian and provincial legislators, the weekly gazette published by the central and the provincial governments, and the collections of laws and regulation issues from time to time also serve the useful source material for historical research. Private archives. Private archives comprises papers and documents of individual and family of note who played a significant role in the development of modern India. The papers of eminent leaders of the nationalist movement and the records of organizations like Indian National Congress are housed in Nehru Memorial Museum and Library in New Delhi. The archives of banks, business houses, and chambers of commerce are extremely helpful in the study of economic changes. Foreign repositories. A vast body of historical material related to the history of modern India is available in the repositories of erstwhile imperialist power who ruled in different part of Indian subcontinent as well as in some other countries. In England, the India Office records, London, and the records kept in the British Museum are very valuable. The Indian Office record possesses various important documents, the minutes of the courts of directors and the General Court of the East India Company and various committees constitute from time to time. The minutes and correspondence of the Board of of Control or the Board of Commissioners for the Affairs of India and the records of Secretary of State in the India Council. The British Museum possesses collection of papers of British viceroys, secretaries of states and other high-ranked civil and military officers who were posted in India. The archives of missionary societies, for instance of the Church Missionary Society of London, provide insight into the educational and the social development in pre-independent India. The Archives National Paris and the archives of French ministries of foreign affairs, colonies and war have records that throw light on the history of French possession as well as the political conditions. The records of Dutch East India Company is available in Rijkershof, The Hague, and that of the Danish and Portuguese are kept in Copenhagen and Lisbon, respectively. Apart from the archives of European nations, the archives preserved in Pakistan are of utmost importance. The West Pakistan Record Office, Lahore Record Office, Peshawar, records available in Sindh, etc. Give information about the regional history of the Indian subcontinent besides shedding light on India's relation with Afghanistan, Iran, and other neighboring countries in the colonial era. Biographies, memoirs, and travel accounts. Many travelers, traders, missionaries, and civil servants who came to India have left accounts of their experience and their impressions of various parts of India. An important group among these writers was that of missionaries who wrote to encourage their respective society to send more missionaries to India for the purpose of evangelizing its inhabitants. In the John Bishop Hubb's Journal and Abbe Dubois's Hindu Manners and Customs provide useful information on the socio-economic life to India during the period of decline of the Indian power and the rise of British. Some of the famous British travelers who wrote travel accounts were George Forster, Benjamin Hine, James Burns, Narrative of a Visit to the Court of Sindh, Alexander Burns travels into Bokhara, C.J.C. Davidson, Diary of the Travels and Adventures in Upper India, and John Butler, Travels and Adventures in the Provinces of Assam. Famous non British travelers who wrote about India include Victor Jacquemont, Letters from the India describing a journey in the British domains of India, Tibet, Lohar, and Kashmir during the years 1828 to 1829 to 1831. Baron Charles travels in Kashmir and the Punjab, and the William Moorcroft. These travels accounts are indispensable and general reliable source of constructing the history of modern India, especially as they supplement of the official papers.